And we're live. What's going on, guys? SeeJayAre here, live from the game room. This will eventually go up on YouTube as it'll archive as a video. So if you hear me speaking to people, that's the people in the chat as this was being filmed live. First comment, Mega Tyler. Hello, what's going on? Alexander Mueller, what's up? What's you praying? What's going on? Nick Robert on the beat. Evan Dowling. Oh, they're all coming in too quickly now. What's up, guys? I am just hanging out in the game room. I was cleaning up, going through a pickup that I just made, doing a bunch of stuff down here. And I'm like, why don't I just go ahead and go live? Happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends. The chat is going a little crazy right now. What's my rarest game? Just picked up. I'm going to show you guys. One of, if not the rarest game on the Game Boy here. I'll show you. I just made the pickup yesterday. Shout out to Will, who hooked me up with a amazing price. Just picked this up yesterday. It's kind of hard to see. It's amazing, Tater. Basically Quirk. It's a total ripoff of Quirk. It is Quirk, I think. I don't know. Haven't played a whole lot of it yet, but that's one of my rarest games. Yeah, so I was just kind of messing around down here. I thought I would flip the camera on. And what is the fastest land mammal? I'm going to go with the cheetah. A cheetah. I'll go with the cheetah. Are you the Las Vegas shooter? Do I look like him? Come on, I don't look that old, do I? I know I'm getting old, but I do have a Switch. It is very rapidly becoming possibly my favorite console ever, the Switch. I don't collect for the Jaguar. I really want one, but it's gotten really expensive, and I should have picked one up years ago when it wasn't so crazy. I do like Overwatch. I played it when it first came out. I'm not very good at it. I haven't played it in months. I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm just hanging out in the game room on Thanksgiving. My wife actually went to her family's, and I kind of just dodged it and didn't go just because I had a bunch of stuff to do at home. I was away in Croatia for 3 weeks. This is where my channel update will come in. I was in Croatia for 3 weeks. It was an amazing trip. Highly recommend. Check out Croatia. It's actually quite cheap. Really fantastic place to travel. I didn't make a video for a month, and that is the longest I've gone without making a video on YouTube. Oh, I'm going to say since I started, 6 years probably. So I'm missing these questions. Sorry. I was not in Quebec for garage sailing. No, I do play Xbox. I've been playing my Xbox more lately. I'm going to talk about that this week. I'll have a what I'm playing episode up of all the games I've been playing recently. Somebody just asked FIFA on the Switch. That's another one of my pickups that I made today. Traded somebody for this. I'm going to play it right after this. Hello from Quebec. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll continue with some pickups. I was at EB Games, and I picked this up. I'm not really into Funko Pop vinyl figures, but I couldn't pass up Scrooge McDuck. This will sit on my desk at work. I'll probably open them up. Cuphead thoughts. Extremely hard, but addictive. It took me a while to beat that first level, mainly because I couldn't decide whether I wanted to use the analog stick or the D-pad. I definitely settled in on the D-pad. Another pickup. I don't know if you saw it in my recent video, but I picked up one of these Hyperkin X91s. The D-pad's okay. I actually like it for Cuphead. I need to try my Pro controller or my Elite controller on Cuphead. It's super hard. Yeah, I'm not good at Cuphead either. It took me way too long to beat that first level. Not related to gaming. Movie Canada from the UK next year. Which city? Oh man, tough choice. Marcio. What did that say? Richmond, BC or Calgary? I would go with BC. Calgary is a great city. Richmond, you're right near the mountains too. Richmond, you're pretty close to Vancouver. I would assume cost of living in Richmond is more expensive to find a place. Calgary, right near Banff, which is a beautiful city in Alberta, right in the Rocky Mountains. You can't go wrong with either, to be honest. Welcome to Canada. Canada's the best country on earth. It really is. I love being Canadian. I'm thankful on Thanksgiving for being Canadian. The Duke controller. I don't know. I got to look at the Duke controller for the Xbox at E3 when I was there. I really like what Hyperkin is doing. They make some pretty cool stuff. Most of the time, pretty high quality stuff. I'm pretty happy with their stuff. Hello, Clara? I hope I didn't butcher that, from Ireland. Have you thought about cashing out on my collection? I actually have. I've always said that I would never do it, but we're at the point now where I'm considering buying a cottage. I've wanted a cottage my whole entire life. It's one of the things. It's probably the thing I want the most. I just love cottages. I don't want anything elaborate. I would take a cabin with 2 bedrooms with bunk beds and 1 common room. I don't want anything crazy. I just want somewhere I can go hang out. Doesn't even need to have power. I would even do that with an outhouse. I really want a cottage, and if somebody offered me the right number for my collection, and I knew I could put a good chunk down on a cottage, I would consider that. That being, yeah, that's probably more like it, Hyperfuse. Most likely I would just sell the stuff that I know I'll never play and kind of thin out the collection. But that would mean it would take years to actually do that at shows and stuff. If somebody just offered me the right amount, I mean, if somebody offered me $100 grand, you guys got to remember everything here. Oh man, my battery is rapidly dying. Everything here is free. That's not an exaggeration. Everything you see behind me has been picked up through lots, garage sales. You know, I'll buy a box of games, keep the 5 or 10 that I need, and flip the rest, make money on that. That goes towards more collecting. So, Jay Quinn, yeah, 100,000. I would consider that. My collection is not worth 100,000. I'm pretty sure it's not. But that would be a number that would make me consider it. The cool thing about selling my collection is I would not be done, and actually it would be more fun going to garage sales because I would just keep everything. I need more stuff, so I would start the collection right away over again, which would be amazing because, you know, there's nothing more fun than buying a box of games and needing them all like that. That was when I enjoyed garage selling the most. Somebody mentioned the infamous Sega Pico. Let me turn the camera around here. Yes, this Sega Pico back there would be the first thing to go in my collection, along with a lot of the stuff in this corner. I don't know, like the box ColecoVision. Vectrex is never leaving. I would probably keep the Atari 2600. How many square feet is my game room? I would say probably 900. No, 700, 600. I'm not too sure. So in television, ColecoVision would go. Probably like the stuff like this, the Atari or Commodore 64, Atari XE, these old kind of PC systems would go. I never use these. Some of them I've never even turned on. So a lot of the stuff in this area would go. Quick pan here. Yeah, Halo 2600. So somebody made a Halo game for the 2600. Andrew's doing okay. It was his birthday yesterday. He had a really bad seizure when we were in Croatia. It was absolutely terrifying. It lasted 5 minutes, which is like double what his seizures usually last. He went 62 days between seizures. He had one in Croatia, then 2 days later, he had another one while we were actually driving on the highway. It scared me to death. He actually couldn't see at the end. I think he was deprived of oxygen and he couldn't even focus. He couldn't see me. So it was scary. He's going to see the specialist next week, though. Matt's doing great. Consider getting a seizure dog. Somebody mentioned that, actually. His seizures only happen when he's sleeping or just waking up. So he's never had a seizure like just randomly. So that's very fortunate because he's always laying down when he has them. So yeah, it's scary seeing your son go through seizures for sure. On a lighter note, I just made this pickup here, and I don't think I'm going to do a separate video on this, so I thought I would show you guys. Picked all this up for $60 on a Kijiji ad, which is, you know, it's the Canadian Craigslist. Basically, there's a Super Nintendo. There was a Super Game Boy in here. I've kind of split things up. 2 controllers, NES. All this worked perfectly fine. I was so happy that the NES actually worked on the first try, so... yeah, I heard that in NorCal that they can actually detect, which would be big. Like, I'm actually scared to let Andrew sleep on his own I'm just fearing that he's going to have one in his bed by himself. NES worked. GameCube came without the AV cord. It's not a big deal. GameCubes are actually going up in price. I used to sell GameCubes for, it was hard to even unload them, for $30 at one point. They've gone up in price because the controllers alone are now worth like 25 bucks. So Jason Taylor, yeah, I've got, while I was in Croatia, it was a good break. And I think I'm hoping I'm back. I don't want to say too much. I'm back and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because I may not follow through. So but this week you'll definitely see a what I've been playing video. There'll be a new garage sale video up on Saturday, and I'm hoping to do a will it work video. The will it work video will be on that little arcade unit that I picked up a little while ago. I still haven't tested it. I only sell locally, so just on like classifieds, Kijiji here in Canada. I just flip my doubles on there, and sometimes we do the retro video game swaps or trades. I don't sell on eBay or anything like that. I'm gonna plug in my phone here. I got this cool new selfie stick that's great for doing these videos. Bear with me. Matt has finally showed up to the stream. Okay, the selfie stick turns into like a nice little tripod. Hopefully I can set this up. I'll answer some more of your questions here. I'm not going to stream for too long here. All right, this thing's pretty sweet. Nice. Should have a better view of the game room, but here. Okay, fire away your questions. What's my favorite video game? Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. This was a down year for pickups. I really didn't go all out garage selling this year. I missed a lot of weeks. Kind of half-assed it a lot of weeks, and not like there was more competition. It's just personally, I didn't put as much effort in as I have previous years. How can we view your ads on Kijiji? You live in Niagara. Yeah, I don't know. You can't really. Favorite PC game? That's a good question. I never really played PC. I have a PC now where I play a lot of like high-end graphically games I like to play on PC, like even like NBA. I prefer to play on PC because it looks amazing. I don't really have a PC favorite. Doom, does that count? SNES Classic thoughts. I love it. It's a great little package. Definitely worth the $100 Canadian, I think $80 US. I have a Super Famicom version coming from a guy on Instagram, Retro Games Japan, I think it is, or Gaming Japan. He gave me a great deal, just barely over retail. My favorite SNES game, sorry, I'm not able to shout out your names here. I'm just trying to read quickly. Favorite SNES game. Turtles in Time is up there. Knights of the Round, which is one I put on my SNES Classic. Love that game. Great them up. Would you recommend getting Soul Blazer for S? Yeah, for sure. Soul Blazer is a great game. I actually found that at a garage sale this year. There will be an N64 mini. I totally believe that. It'll be interesting to see if they add the 4 controller ports. Oh, good question. King Collector 9000. Skyrim or Fallout? I'm Fallout. I love post-apocalyptic settings, whether it's in movies, gaming, books. The Road was one of my favorite books that I read. Was it Cormac McCarthy? I think so. Favorite games, favorite console, Gabriel, is still the Dreamcast. Okay, let's see. What's my top 5? Super Nintendo, NES, Dreamcast, Xbox 360, and it might be Switch. Switch may be 5 now. I'm just looking around here. Game Boy is close. N64 is not close. Genesis is definitely up there. Yeah, I mean, I think it's in the top 5 or top 6. AEI 2001. The Goliath job has been absolutely fantastic. Since I've started there in 6 months, I've covered E3. Went to the EA event. You know, this is all stuff that I made happen. TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival. You know, I've made a bunch of contacts. They didn't really have contacts with Nintendo. Microsoft. So that's one of the things I did when I got there is I reached out to these companies and developed relationships with them, which has been amazing, except for PlayStation. PlayStation has been impossible to get a hold of. We can't get any games for review from them. The Goliath job has been amazing. I'm actually reviewing games now. You can find some of those written reviews. I actually just did a review for SteamWorld Dig 2, which I'm going to talk about extensively in the What I'm Playing episode. That'll be up on Goliath this week. Yeah, Cuphead thoughts. I mentioned, somebody asked that earlier. Extremely hard. It took me a while to get through the first level, but the art style and music alone are amazing. I actually have been thinking about getting tattoos for a long time. I want to do eventually maybe a sleeve. And as soon as I saw that art style, I'm like, man, as a theme to do that art style for your whole entire sleeve, whether it's a Ghetto Blaster, these are some things I've been thinking about putting on, an NES controller, but in that like what 30s 40s cartoon style, I would absolutely love. What is my favorite gaming cap? Probably this one. This is the one I tend to wear the most, from gamerhats.com. I just picked up, I showed in my last, oh no I didn't, hold on one sec. I just picked up this hat. PlayStation hat actually fits my head, although I have to put it on the second last. I've got a massive head, so really like this hat. This is from EB Games, GameStop. Yeah, the Pit Boys back there. I wanted to do some shoutouts quickly. So right now, I'm actually on my TV. I watch a lot of YouTube on my big screen here now. Shout out to Reen Bean. I think it's like REANBEAN on YouTube. Let me get that for you properly. He does videos very similar to mine. RENEBEAN. Go check him out on YouTube if you're not already watching him. You know, he does garage sale pickups, flea market. Yeah, great stuff. Really good pickups videos. The number one recommendation I can make right now, not enough people are following this guy. This is That Zombie Guy. And his pickups are absolutely insane. Now, I don't know what happened to Casey the Game Nerd. As far as I know, he hasn't made a video lately, or maybe I somehow got unsubbed to him. But this guy here, That Zombie Guy, he's in Southern California, and I'm just blown away at the stuff that he's able to pick up. Grammars from UK, whoever that was, send me a message if you can. Grammars, I'll try and look that up. I'd like to follow one or two more UK guys. So this is That Zombie Guy. He's the one that's with the hat that says zombie. Go check him out. Casey the Game Nerd retired? Did he really? I don't know if that's true. Casey the Game Nerd and Reen Bean. I think it's Reen Bean. It might be Renee Bean. I don't know. Dominic K, what's up? Those are my two shout outs for now. Actually, I got one more shout out. I don't want to say that. Yeah, I watched the Gebs 24. Actually, I watch Rich King Retro in the UK. He does a lot of car boot sales. So I watch. I think it's Rich King Retro. He does a lot of car boot sales. Collects a lot of board games and stuff. Actually, the Last Gamer on YouTube, the Australian guy, he's got Renee Bean. Okay, makes sense. Renee, that's like the French spelling for Renee, RENE. I assumed his name was Renee, but it just rhymes if you say Reen Bean. Last Gamer, go check him out. Yeah, I've been watching him for years, and he's really put a lot more time into his channel. He's actually, I think, doing his channel full time now. So go check him out. He has the world's biggest video game collection. It's insane. He's a madman. He constantly is reorganizing his game room. He says he's going to be done. He's putting another addition on his house for his arcade games. It's insane. Go check out his channel. He's fantastic. Super knowledgeable too. Between him, that's who I've been watching the most lately. Actually, is Last Gamer, and then of course Bithead 1000, still one of my favorites. Bithead 1000 is actually going for a complete NES set. If those of you guys didn't know, I think I might actually send him a package because I enjoy his stuff so much. Metal Jesus Rocks. Go check out Aaron Kasharsky. I've been watching Aaron Kasharsky for years. That dumpster fire never gets old. Yep, I know. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube. I've been on YouTube forever. There's not a whole lot of people. King Collector 9,000. I already mentioned your name, didn't I? Or maybe you're talking about YouTube. Check out King Collector 9,000. I'm going to do that right after this. There's probably a way I can click on your name and then check out your channel. Yeah, I know. Like I watch John Hancock. You know, Metal Jesus. I'm not the biggest Metal Jesus fan. I think he makes good videos. You know, Game Chasers. I think their editing's really well done. I'll say that. King Collector's a weirdo. Scott Squatch, yeah, still watch Scott Squatch. I have this weird thing where when I watch garage sale videos, I don't want to watch people's pawn shop pickups. I don't know if that's weird. Even that zombie guy does it. I don't even think he titles it like garage sale finds. I think he just like actually it's a smart way that he does it. He does like his week of pickups. So he'll show off the stuff that he picked up thrifting, Craigslist deals, offer up or whatever, and then garage sales. And he kind of does a weekly recap, which is actually a really smart way to do it, especially when you find the stuff that he finds. He finds a ton of great stuff. Fluffy Gamer is one of Gamer Alley Matt's favorite channels. He's always telling me to watch him. Somebody just mentioned Gaming File. I've been subscribed to him forever. Craigslist Game Finds I haven't watched really in a while. Beat 'em ups I'm not really into. Again, fantastic editing. Craigslist Game Finds. Yeah, I just haven't watched. I should check back in on Craigslist Game Finds. Adam Koralik. I don't watch Adam Koralik all that much. I still tend to like to watch pickups videos, and if I want to know something, I'll tell you one thing. I watched a bunch of stuff on Adam Corley's channel for like if I need information on something, Adam's the place to go because he's very knowledgeable. Somebody just mentioned somebody that I wanted to definitely touch on. Maximus Black. I haven't watched his stuff in a long time. It turned into kind of a bunch of car videos. Pete Doerr seems to be making a bit of a comeback. I've been watching him for feels like 10 years now. Pete Doerr. Pat the NES Punk. I'm not a big fan. I still listen to the podcast. Trying to think, what else did I say? Business 17. Yeah, he kind of went through. I used to watch him all the time, and I think he kind of stopped making videos for a bit, and I kind of got out of it. Right before I started this stream, and asked me if I wanted to try this new thing where it would make. There we go, Gamer Alley. Do your job, Matt. Matt comes down with the band hammer. It was supposed to like hold comments that like this for review. I guess that's not working too well on YouTube. 2D UK. I forget. I know that name. 2D UK. I need to go check him out. I can't remember if I've watched him like a long time ago. Retro Robbie, I've been subbed. There's very few people that you guys can tell me about that I don't already know. I've been following Retro Robbie for a long time. Whoever asked about moving to Richmond or Calgary earlier, I'm pretty sure Retro Robbie lives out like in the Richmond area. From what I remember, I'm pretty sure he's in Vancouver or BC. He'd be the guy to ask. Lazy game reviews. I've put a couple hours into Golf Story. Seems really fun. The big thing that I took away from that is that the golf was actually fun to play, which is most important. I watched the Gebs 24. I've been watching her for a while. I kind of have a crush on her, even though she's gay. Not that you can't have a crush on someone who's gay, but I think she's cute. I haven't seen any movies, so I'm behind. I was in Croatia, so I need to go see It and Blade Runner. All right, I'm going to pick this camera up again in fear of this getting... Secret Game Stash, I've watched quite a bit. In fear of this getting a little stale, I'll start walking around the room again here and give you guys some better scenery. I'm trying to think of things I wanted to touch on in this video. Sick Cooper, I used to watch a lot of. Okay, let me know because I listened to this podcast called Collector's Quest, and the guy that recently joined, is Sick Cooper's name Tyler? The guy that joined that podcast sounds a lot like Sick Cooper, and he's very knowledgeable. Retro Future, I watch, of course. Retro Future was actually nice enough to send me one of those Game Girl screens for the Game Boy Color, which I am going to get you. If Retro Future, if you're watching, I apologize for the delay on that, but as you know, I've not made videos for a little while. So, oh, I know, I got a little bit of story time here, guys. So our sink, our main sink up in the kitchen is right up here. Okay, here's my bathroom. That's never going to get finished. The sink is right above here. There was a small little leak. The sink started to clog. Okay. So we traced the clogged pipe to in here, right above here, where the light you can't see it. Reen Bean. Okay, I'm going to call him Reen Bean, even though it's Renee. This is my storage room. So this was full of games. I watched the Game Chasers. I'll say that. This is where I keep all my stuff, extra controllers, stuff that I'm like bundling, stuff for swaps that I keep in here. Still haven't got your SNES Classic pre-order from Amazon. That's interesting. Mine came from Amazon, but it came in a bubble mailer in a bag. So anyways, we had to cut this pipe full of disgusting sewage that smelled like vomit. My father-in-law came in here with a saw, all gung-ho. He's old school European. I'm like, listen, can I pull all this stuff out of here before you open a pipe right above all my video games? No problem. It's fine, no problem. There's not that much pressure, not much water's gonna come out. Cuts the pipe, jams his snake all the way, jams his snake in my pipe, all the way down here, and this stuff starts squirting out, this sludge all over all the games I got here. It stunk so bad in here. The drywall's been kind of stained there. You can kind of see it up there. It was so gross. It smelled like vomit. Like when my dog throws up, it was like that soury kind of smell. Disgusting. So I was freaking out. There was a whole bunch of games up there, probably at least $500-600 worth of stuff that I just need to trade in. So I had to wipe all those down. It was a nightmare. So that was my story time. This is stuff that won't make it into an actual YouTube video, but thought I would add it all in here. And he kept saying, could have been worse. I'm like, I guess it could have been worse. So I don't know. My father-in-law is pretty awesome. He's a good guy. Old school European. Wally. He's been in one or two of my videos. So. Let's go through quickly here. I'm going to show you guys while we're at it. I'll just cover a bunch of stuff. I'm going to show you what I added to my SNES Classic. Pre-ordered. I did pre-order the Scorpio. I'm not quite sure why, and I'm not sure if I'm going to regret that, but all right, so I'm going to go through this quick. I did make a video. I since then have added 58 total games on here. I think at that time I only had 40. Kyle Black, thank you very much for the kind words. Good job, Gamer Alley. I did add Chrono Trigger, of course. I heard there may be a glitch. The only game that didn't work for me was Goof Troop. So we can see we got Sunset Riders, Bomberman. Trying to remember the ones that weren't already on here. Turtles in Time, Tetris Dr. Mario, Tetris Attack. Man, that is like one of the first games that should be added. Amazon gutted pre-orders. The treasure truck promotion was a mess. Interesting. So they sent a bunch of that treasure truck. You don't have that in Canada, as far as I know. Deanie Gray. Chrono Trigger on the DS is actually quite good. Okay, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, added UN Squadron, Uniracers, Wild Guns, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, ActRaiser, Aero Fighters. Man, I actually hadn't had much experience with that. I've been playing it quite a bit for the last few days. Fantastic game. Aladdin, Battletoads in Battle Maniacs, Chrono Trigger. I added the other two Donkey Kong Country games. My sons love playing those. Earthworm Jim, I went with the first one. We got Final Fantasy 2. I went with Final Fight 2 and 3, took off Final Fight Guide. It doesn't have two-player. Harvest Moon, Joe and Mac 2. I added Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run. I'm glad I did. just to add a sports game. Killer Instinct, added Kirby's Dream Land 3, Knights of the Round, amazing. Beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up. Legend of the Mystical Ninja, Lion King, Magical Quest featuring Mickey Mouse, Metal Warriors, great game, Mortal Kombat 2, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, NHL 94. These 3 games I feel like should be on everybody's SNES. Pocky and Rocky 2. Rock and Roll Racing has some issues, but it still plays. Sparkster, great game there, and that's it. That's what's on my SNES Classic. And I just realized that having the sound on is going to get me in trouble with Nintendo, so that kind of sucks. There goes monetization for this video. That's all right. Money, I don't really care about money on YouTube. Money is nice on YouTube. Money helps me pick up some of this stuff. Derpy Whale Productions, what's up? But it's not the be-all and end-all. I just like making videos. I'd be making the same videos if I didn't make any money on YouTube. For years, I was on YouTube for, I don't know, 3 years before I hit 1,000 subs. Maybe 2,000 after 3 years or so, if that. It was a slow start. Have you got Sega Mega Drive? Right there. I wish I had more. I love the Sega Genesis. Okay, so NorCal831. How do I convince my wife to give you the basement to use the whole thing for games? So Croatians tend, from what I've seen, to use their basements to store old printers and fax machines and crap. So basically that was her basement her whole life, was all that junk. They never use their basement, so I don't think she misses it. And plus, actually, now that the kids are older, this is where we spend most of our time. This isn't as clean as it usually is, but it's a good space. We hang out down here now, so she really doesn't miss it. She hasn't really had a problem with it. She actually only ever comes down here to bike and hang out. She doesn't play games like she used to. She doesn't really have a whole lot of time, so yeah, she's pretty cool with it. My wife's pretty amazing, so. Maxed out. My girlfriend's stepdad is Croatian and crazy as F. Is that normal? Yeah. Yeah, my stepdad is crazy. He's out there in the best way possible. He's a really good man. And honestly, he's given me more than anybody has, like, in my life outside of my own family. So I'm always super thankful to him. I've been SG Outrage. Where have I been? I'm sorry. I took like a month break there. I just, to be honest, the main reason why I haven't been making videos is I spend a lot of time editing videos at work. That's pretty much what I've been doing predominantly at work. And the last thing I want to do is come home and edit more video. That's the main reason why I haven't been making videos. So I need to figure out a solution there. I also just went away for 3 weeks to Europe. So that's kind of where I was for that month-long break. But yeah, I've got a bunch of videos set up. So hopefully I'll follow through with that. Just trying to think of what else I can tell you guys. We went through the stuff. I'm going to be sending this stack of NES games is going out to a YouTuber who is going for a complete NES set. Not going to say who. Matt, don't say who. But I'm trying to pay it forward a little bit with people. People have been helping me out with the Game Boy Quest and stuff like that. So somebody's channel who I really love watching. So the least I can do is send him a couple games. It's not Gamer Alley. If I sent those to Gamer Alley, they'd be gone 2 days later and he would have sold them. How long have I been collecting? Pink Shark 15. I have been collecting since 2009, so I think 8 years now. Yeah, I told us who it was earlier. Okay, don't repeat it if I already told you, in case it gets back to him. I wanted to be surprised. Yeah, John Hancock. Yeah, it's Last Gamer. I'm sending him these 10 random NES games. Good question. Max Howard, what's my favorite Beasties album? It might be Licensed to Ill. I'm looking at that right now. I listened to that recently. That's tough. Licensed to Ill. Paul's Boutique is up there. It's not Check Your Head. It would probably be actually these three right here. One of these three. Ill Communication, Paul's Boutique, and License to Ill. I can safely say Check Your Head's okay, but it's not really. And some old BS is like, I used to be into that. Riot Fight. I don't know how big Beastie fans you guys are, but Riot Fight by the Beastie Boys is a good one. Yeah, so, okay, guys. I think I'm going to wrap this up. Favorite original Xbox game? I know I have one that definitely... Crimson Sky is definitely up there. What else? Knights of the Old Republic would definitely be up there. Indigo Prophecy is one of the games I really enjoyed that I played on the Xbox. NHL Hits Pro. Yeah. All right, guys. People ask me that all the time. Movies and games, 007 UK. Do I need to dust my collection a lot? No. I don't know if it's a newer house, but like, okay, so case in point, I'll show you guys right here. I get this question a lot. Man, it must be a pain to dust. So this hasn't been dusted in probably 6 weeks to 2 months. So I don't know, you probably won't be able to see, but it's really nothing. This is probably the worst it gets. You can't really see, but there's not a whole lot of dust there. That's kind of dusty, but it's really not that bad down here. So somebody asked if I went to Dubrovnik in Croatia. That is the only place that we didn't make it to. We were all over Croatia. I did not get to Dubrovnik. Can you show us your dog? My dog is pretty awesome. All right, guys, as I wrap up, I'm going to show you guys Rudy. And stay tuned for a What I'm Playing video coming very soon, a Will It Work video, and then a garage sale video this Saturday. Here's Rudy. Hey, buddy, were you sleeping? Like always, he's a Rhodesian Ridgeback. You can see, probably can't see his ridge there, but he's pretty awesome. Just don't leave any food out anywhere in the house because he'll get it. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next episode. Awkward. Do I want to stop streaming?